Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action. Now I just want to say before we go into some of these selections, one or two of them might not actually run tomorrow. That's because I've chosen a selection from Fakenham and also as well at Wetherby, and both of them might not get their race meetings on tomorrow. I know Fakenham's holding an inspection at 7 o'clock in the morning, so you know quite early on if this horse isn't going to run, but I'm not so sure about Wetherby at the moment. But it seemed that they weren't that confident of getting up and running tomorrow, but hopefully they do run, and if they do, these are going to be my selections for tomorrow. So I just thought I'd get that out of the way first. Now for our first tips tomorrow, we actually go to Gowran Park for their really good meeting there tomorrow in the 150 to kick us off in the Gowran hurdle. And yep, you've guessed it, I am going to go for the Cheltenham Gold Cup favourite, presenting Percy at 9-4, trained by Pat Kelly, Davy Russell but for the ride. Now obviously this horse won the RSA last year at the Cheltenham Festival, and then pretty much on the day everyone thought that this was a Gold Cup winner in waiting. We haven't seen him since. He's been really well backed, and he's pretty much the only leading contender that we haven't seen for the Cheltenham Gold Cup yet, and I think really the market's going to be formed on what he does tomorrow. I think he will win tomorrow. I don't think he'll win the Gold Cup, but I think he will win tomorrow. He won this race last year in quite good style. They've been desperate to get him out for a while because of the ground really hasn't been soft enough for him, but it has been described as soft at Gowran. They've had the rain this week, and I just think he can go well. Also as well, he ran well last year, only just touched off by our Duke of Jessica Harrington, who unfortunately is no longer with us in the Red Mills chase, but that was over a little bit short. I think going over 3 miles tomorrow, this horse can go really well, and I think he's definitely going to put his hat into the ring for the Cheltenham Gold Cup, but that's another thing to talk about for another day. But presenting Percy tomorrow, I think he'll make a winning reappearance, and I thought 9-4 there wasn't a bad option on the prices. We then, like I said already, we're going to go for Fakenham tomorrow in the 2 o'clock, and I thought Bubbles of Gold had a good chance in this race. 10-3 bookmakers currently at the moment, trained by Ollie Murphy, Aidan Coleman but for the ride. Finished second at Newcastle last time, going up and trip that day for the first time in its career to nearly 3 miles, and this horse really does suggest that it's going to be a stay in the making, unexposed as well, and running over the same kind of trip tomorrow over 2 miles and 7 furlongs at Fakenham I think will suit. Now this horse will be getting £6 from the current favourite, which is Lygon Rock, who is a good yardstick, who's rated in the mid 120s, but I think Bubbles of Gold does have a bit of scope about it, got some nice relations in its pedigree as well, and I just thought tomorrow 10-3 that wasn't a bad selection for me. We then go to the 210 at Wetherby. I thought Midnight Queen here could go well at the prices, 7-2 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Tim Vaughan, who's yard in good form, operating at 24% strike rate. Alan Johns, who's often associated with the stables, but for the ride. Since they've gone to the visor and the headgear department on this horse, she's been doing really well, this mare. 1-2 start to go at Fakenham, and then also as well ran a fair effort last time at Catterick to finish in 3rd place. And I just thought tomorrow at the prices, this horse should be favourite in my opinion, and Aquarian should be a bit of a bigger price, who's the current favourite in the JP McManus colours tomorrow. So for me, Wetherby, Midnight Queen, that's going to be my tip there. We then wait for our final selection to the 3:35 at Gowran Park with a horse called Ministerforsport, 5-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Noel O'Neill. Donna McInerney is but for the ride, who I really like, really underrated, a conditional jockey in my opinion. Claims 3 here. This horse finished 3rd behind Duke Des de Neva, I hope you pronounce that right, of Willie Mullins is his last time out. We've already touched upon on the vlog that I did for the punters page that Willie Mullins' horses are running not that well at the moment. They're not up to form, and they're really going to have to come out of their stable tomorrow with all guns blazing in the winning department if they're to seriously challenge tomorrow at Gowran. I don't fancy invitation only. If you want to see my Thyestes Chase selection whilst I'm on it, go and check it out with the punters page. You can follow the links on my Twitter feed to that. But yeah, this horse finished half length down behind that horse. I won't just say that it finished behind again because I can't pronounce his name, but that was a good effort that day to finish 3rd. And this horse, always has had a bit of a progressive profile, and the form of that race as well has worked out quite well in that race, because you had the winner, a Plus Tard for Henry de Bromhead, run a good race recently at Fairy House, and the horse that won that day was Winter Escape, who looks a really good horse, beating a Plus Tard, but it was quite a close finish between the two. And I just think tomorrow, Ministerforsport 5-1, this is the one I want to be on tomorrow, and I think he can go really well, and I think he'll do well as a chaser. So that's going to be my tip there to end things off. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button for more tips and videos on my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter as well. I'm at Lucky15, and that's all I've got to say. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.